Welcome back. You're still tuned into Destiny. Today we are chilling with the youngest vice chairperson ever of Sam Roux, Mongameli Wait. Really? Tell us about how everything happened. I mean, youngest vice chairperson who sits on, one of South Africa's most biggest...
chairperson, which I said makes sense. I'm an actress, so might as well kick and act, you know. But I mean, people get rotated. A group left the board. We got a new board. I remained from the previous board, and then it came time to nominate. People were like, Relebogile was like, like you have 40 years in the industry. I'm not even 40 years old, you know. And they're like, no, come. Then they're like, no, you must be the vice chair and you must act till we get our independent. I was like, okay. I remember calling my mom. I was like, I don't know if I can do it. She's like, you do this every time something new happens in your life, so relax.
Lebo, okay, the position that you're actually holding, let's just talk a little bit as to what does it entail for you to be doing what you do.
Basically, as a board member, or the board is responsible for oversight of a company. And I mean, Sam Roux, we are sitting at about 400 million rands that we are handling of members' money. So it's a really big job. We're the ones that are talking to the executives, that's your CEO, your CFO, and saying, these are our targets, and you guys go and do the job. So we're not involved in every day. I know people think in a little office, because hello, getting as well. So for my job as now the acting chair is I need to lead the board. You know, from the meetings to saying, guys, this is the direction, this is the vote. If, let's say, we vote and it's split down the middle, I would have the final decision, which is so scary. But thank the Lord for prayer.
I mean, a lot of people don't really necessarily know, what Sam Roux literally does. Would you like to shed some light on?
Yeah, just it will take 7 segments to explain the different types of royalties. But in essence, when a song is made, you have a composer who made the music, or the author, or both, who wrote the lyrics. Then you have the person who made sure it went out there. Because the moment that you make a song, it has copyright. So you automatically own it and it's protected. And then you get a publisher who's there with you getting your song out there. So in an ideal world, it's 50-50 of the royalties that get split between the publisher and the composer authors. So what we do, we collect the money on composer, author, publishers' behalf, from broadcasters, from the tavern, from the churches that are playing music, because it costs money to play music. And then we distribute it to the musicians, so that the musicians aren't going everywhere, every weekend, like I
think, especially in South Africa, I mean, it's not really, I don't really necessarily think that churches know that every time a musician's, works are sung in a public place that they're supposed to pay anything.
And, I don't want to even make it the churches don't know. I think in general, South Africans, we don't know we need to pay to play music in a public platform. And that even includes if you're phoning a call center and you're listening to that flute that drives us nuts while you're holding, you know? You are playing the music and you are gaining something for playing the music. So some people ask me, but I'm not selling the music, why am I paying? It's like, because we need to get into the culture. You need to pay a license to have the authority or permission to play people's music. The same way you need an alcohol license to sell alcohol. You don't just do it in jail. So it's a whole South African attitude, because we grew up with music around us. Now suddenly someone's saying, hey, patala wena. You're like, how? Music is free. Aren't you doing it for the love, Mahalia? Come for
Jesus.
free.
You're doing it for Jesus. Jesus will bless you.
For the Lord. But you're like, but I went to my bank and they don't want to accept the Lord as mortgage.
Exactly. He is our Redeemer, Mara. We need to pay.
He can't just redeem us from
what are some
our
of these organizations that the churches can sign up to be able to pay artists for their works?
Yeah, so I mean, it's definitely a Sam Roux. So we are covering, and it's Southern African music rights organization. So we cover the region. I mean, there are different other collecting music management organizations. So you've got like your Capasso, and they deal with different kinds of rights, like your mechanical royalties. Then you've got your Sempra. that deals with needle time, and needle time is for your musicians, like our lovely gentleman here, who might not have written, but they contributed to the song. So, I mean, I would really encourage anybody who's like, I want to get into this industry, go and find out what all these different organizations do and sign up so you also educate yourself. Because we still got a long way to go to understand. Because in our minds, we're like, but you love singing. Why do you need money?
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, Mahalia, come, Kokobina.
We get it all the time.
Yeah. One of the things which I think it's very like denting the industry as well, it's this plague that is going on, which is piracy that has infested so much of our industry. I want to find out, is there anything, what's your view on that? And is there anything probably that Sam Roux is actually saying, this is what the plan of action that we have to redeem this display?
So back in the day when your Napsters started, you know, they created, I mean, and I'm talking after we did the CD thing, because we'd be young and be making mixtape for each other. You know, that was like a normal thing. Then you get older, you're like, can't we were stealing, guys. Like, you don't know. Like, the rules are, you know, to be like, I like that song, let's put them on one CD, and then, you know, you have CDs.
MP3s.
Yeah, so firstly, again, it goes back to instilling in people music is not free.
Yeah.
It's not free, and you need to pay for it because you spend money to make that music. Secondly, I think it's going back to how technology has evolved. It's become so easy to share music now. You just MP3, send it, you know? But what I like is you've got your Apples and your SoundClouds that have created spaces to say, okay, it's going to be very difficult to stop people from sharing music. So how can we make people pay for it, like subscribe for just 60 rands a month? And then you can listen to everything, but then a Mahalia will still get her amount from the streaming. So it's about keeping up with technology, being innovative, and finding ways to educate people to say, please still go buy the CD or still pay for the music. Don't just stream it, also buy it.
You know, a number of times, I definitely do know, you know, especially a lot of artists would say that, or you'd go to Sam Roux.
Yes.
And because, you know, your music's been playing on the radio, because,
like,
I mean, the proof is in the pudding. The albums are selling and it's doing well. But sometimes musicians don't necessarily get the money that
they think they should be getting.
You understand? How do we stop that from happening? Is it something that radio in general needs to improve on? Or is there something that artists can do to collectively make sure that artists get what they need to get?
Yes. So, I mean, this week, I was, especially since the announcement, a whole lot of people have been like, my money. And some of them,
my money.
You know, my money. And it's fair. It's fair. You've been working, you're putting in the work, and you're relying on this thing that you've been investing your time and money in. So the first thing that I realized
Girl, if
is...
I can tell you. But it's a story for another day.
We'll talk offline. We'll talk offline. So the first thing is, and I learned this early on because somebody told me, listen, just because your music played yesterday doesn't mean it's paying tomorrow.
Yeah.
There's a whole cycle that takes place. And one of the challenges we have is our music reporting is not automated. So for example, we're here, we're singing together. Somebody has to write that down and notify. Hey, Relebogile was singing Kirk Franklin's song. Let's go notify, because he also is going to get paid. So there's a process of somebody notifying, submitting it. It gets submitted again. It gets put into a system. That process can take about a year. Because now what we do, the way that the money is calculated, let's say there's 100,000 rands and there's 3 artists. Mahalia's song played the most. Yours played maybe 2 times. Mine played once. Then they're going to calculate out of the 100 rands, Mahalia gets this percentage, this, after that period. And then it gets paid out in 4 different cycles. One is for film, one is TV distributions, one is radio. So it's different. So what I would urge everybody is exhaust all measures. It's so much easier to go to a Sam Roux when you also know, okay, I've read on the website, I can come back and say, this is when my song started playing. I still haven't received any money. Guys, what's going on? Or you go and you say, some people come, they're like, register, where's my money? It's like, okay, did your song play? No, but like, where's my money? It's like,
all I know is now it's my mind.
yes, I want my, oh, they're like, how, I've been a backing singer for years. Where's my money? It's like, no, we only administering royalties for people that wrote.
Yeah.
So there's still a lot of education that needs to happen. And I'm a muso, I'm a creative. Sometimes we hate admin. Please get involved in your admin. It's your money, it's your livelihood.
Yeah. Now, how does Sam Roux get to know when my works have been playing? Yes. How do you get that information?
So we rely on the people we've licensed to tell us.
Okay.
So with an SABC or a One Gospel, there'll be a system where people are filling out forms and submitting. With a venue, I know because I've been at the State Theatre. Before you go and perform, they say write, and you fill out who the composer, who the author, who the record label, who the publisher is. They have to submit that. However, you still have tons of venues that are playing music that refuse to pay. They don't understand why they need a license. So now Mahalia can go every day and hear her song, but no one's saying, hey, this place is playing Mahalia's song. It needs to get paid for. So it's we all need to be collectively responsible. That you as the artist need to also be checking up. Guys, are you checking on my music? Are you checking it's reported properly? For me as a composer, I don't just go to the broadcaster to say, hey, did you pay my monies out? I also go to the production house to say, I want those papers so I can check for myself and submit. And that's the non-glamorous side that people don't get to see about the music industry. Because they're just like, oh, Mahalia on Instagram, oh, cute. Oh, she's making money. But they don't know you've been waiting for whatever.
My goodness, Lebu, it feels like I'm actually sitting in a seminar, learning all these things. I'm gaining a lot. You know what, let's go for an ad break. We just want to, if you can just take us to an ad break with another song.
I love this man so much. Jehovah, ritepile wena.
Yes, Lord.
Jehovah, ritepile